Okay, so things are starting to get serious, and I want to explain what's going on because I think a lot of people are still a little bit unsure because they're not seeing a lot of these worries and concerns in the news. Well, here's what I can tell you. After the video I did yesterday talking about how there's Walmart stores closing down, and it's not just Walmart, right? There's Kroger's, there's a bunch of different grocery stores that are just closing down. And I was reading through a lot of the comments. One of the biggest things is a lot of stores are shutting down because they're not getting supplies. They're not getting restocked. That's very concerning. But at the same time, it's not because the stores don't want to. It's because they've ordered products, but the products are sitting and going bad in storage containers. That's the issue. Now, I want you guys to prepare because what's happening right now, this is something that we haven't really seen. Okay? And let me just explain what I started to see just recently. Because just this past week, I went to a restaurant, tried to order a steak and vegetables. Well, to my surprise, I could get the steak, I just couldn't get the vegetables because they didn't have any to serve. Right? They didn't have any in stock. There was no vegetables. Now, it's not a small restaurant. This is a chain restaurant, which I thought was very concerning. So one of the things that I always do when I think something's a little bit off is I went back home, began to do some research. And what did I find? Well, I found that it wasn't just packaged goods that were in short supply. Vegetables, beef, chicken, fruits, obviously packaged goods, everything is getting hit hard. Okay? Now, the majority of produce here in the United States, it comes from specific states like California, Iowa, Nebraska, Texas, right? And obviously every state produces certain things. But the issues revolving around shipping are just extravagant. A lot of these states are having issues with shipping. How do they get the product from one location to the next? From the farm to the grocery store? And this is what is somewhat alarming, is that the American people are not more prepared than they already are, than they should be. A lot of people are worried. But what most surprises me, or at least what's most surprising to me, is that instead of learning to adapt and to change, more and more Americans are resorting to rationing their food. How concerning is that? Okay? And I understand in a temporary bind, I think all of us do this. We ration food or we ration certain things, right? It makes sense. But this is not something that you should be doing for months on end. That's the very concerning part to me is I know people that have been rationing for months and it makes no sense why. Okay? But what you can do to fix the situation is you can start to take action. Now, we can't just start a huge farm, start raising cattle, have the world's biggest garden, right? We can't do that, right? But we can, because that takes time and money. But what we can do is something that I think a lot of people have done in the past, but we don't do nowadays. But let me explain what this is. But first, I want to tell you a story, okay? And this story is when I was younger, because when I was younger, my grandparents, they had a small area in their backyard. And what they would do is they would grow all kinds of vegetables. And they would grow pears and peaches and apples and all these things, right? My grandma would then take the pears, peaches, and certain vegetables and she would can them, right? So she'd have fresh vegetables. And she'd give some to her kids and to us, grandkids. And we would have fresh vegetables or, canned peaches or pears or whatever. In return, all we had to do was come and just help out. She provided the land, she provided everything. We just had to come and help out. And then every weekend or whenever we needed to, just come over and grab some vegetables, some fruit, right? And take it home. That was it. Now, this is how things used to be done. And I don't know, maybe many of you guys have had this done in the past as well. But let me know, because we would barter. We would trade services, right? We would trade. Okay, I got a bunch of fresh tomatoes. Do you have any lettuce? Okay, let me give you some tomatoes. If you just have a head of lettuce, right? Now, things change quickly because we don't do that now. Not many people are doing that. You go into a backyard and you hardly ever are going to see a garden. But that's the thing. And the reason why I bring this up is because a lot of people are like, I just don't have the time to do a full-on garden, to do all these fruits and vegetables. I just don't have the time. And I understand. I'm the same way. I wouldn't have time either. But let's just consider this. Let's say your friends and family, you have a small area in their house where they could grow some vegetables, maybe tomatoes, right? And you decide to grow carrots. And another friend or family member has cucumbers, and another one has lettuce, and maybe another one has green beans, right? So you got like 5 or 6 different people, and all you guys don't have to grow everything all yourself. You just grow one thing, carrots, and you take those carrots and you give them to somebody else. Okay, I'm gonna give you, a pound of carrots. Can you give me a pound of green beans, right? How simple is that? And the reason why I bring this up is because a lot of people over the past few weeks, really since I've been talking about food shortages, a lot of people have been mentioning that they just don't have the space. It's space. It's not the time. It's not even the know-how. It's the space. They just don't have that much space to do everything. But again, if you use social media, if you use Facebook, you use your friends and family, and get together and get connected with other people, that is where you can prepare. Now, I'm not saying you have to prepare for a major food shortage all across the world, because that's probably not going to happen for it wouldn't happen really for a long time. It could happen in a short span, but we never know. But this doesn't just save you from dying because of going hungry. This saves you money, right? And here on this channel, we're all about saving money. We're all about preparing our finances for the future. We're all about making money. So the one thing that I can tell you is that you don't have to turn to rationing amid a pretty much a prolonged food shortage, right? We don't have to do that. We can simply garden, and we can solve this problem ourselves. Okay? So all you gotta do is prepare. Be prepared. Reach out to other people. Use the comment section here. Don't go sell, and don't go try to sell a course, or don't go try to try to exchange cryptocurrency or something. But maybe there's somebody that's near your area. Who knows, right? Reach out to the community. Comment down below. Don't give your address, but maybe the area where you live, right? Just to say the city. They don't need to know exactly where you live, and maybe it's somebody that you know, right? But reach out on Facebook, social media, because I guarantee you, there's people out there that are just as worried as you are, but they don't know where to go. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I just wanted to kind of follow up on that video I did yesterday about Walmart's closing down, because we are going to see shortages in food somewhat escalate. All right. So be prepared, be ready, and just do what you can. So thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.